Hello everyone, I am teacher Anijin Triverances and I am with teacher Judy Mary Rivero. Today we will discuss to you about the cultural heritage.
Cultural heritage is an expression of the way of lives of the people from the past, passing customs, places, objects, artistic expressions, and values from generations to generations. Filipino cultural heritage serve as a link between the past and present, preserving and sharing the rich history, traditions, and identity of the Filipino people. It highlights the diversity, craftsmanship, and artistic expressions found within Filipino culture. This can be experienced as tangible and intangible. Tangible, where objects are movable. The term tangible heritage refers in general to all the material traces such as archaeological sites, historical monuments, artifacts, and objects that are significant to a community, a nation, or and humanity. Like paintings, example of paintings are Basi Revolt paintings by Esteban Piche Villanueva. The painting depicts the Basi Revolt, also known as the Ambaristo Revolt, which was a revolt undertaken from September 16 to 28, 1807. It has led by Pedro Mateo and Salarago Ambaristo. Tough, some sources refer to a single person named Pedro Ambaristo, with its events occurring in the present-day town of Pidig in Ilocos Norte. This revolt is unique as it revolves around the Ilocanos' love for basi, or sugarcane, wine. The series of 14 paintings on the Basi Revolt by Esteban Piche Villanueva currently hangs at the Ilocos Sur National Museum in Vigan City. The next painting is Feeding the Chicken painting by Simon Flores. The oil on canvas painting of master painter Simon Flores depicts the mother and daughter caught feeding chickens in a commonplace setting. The painting is regarded as a transition from the miniaturist school of homegrown portraitists of the 19th century to the idyllic tableaus of the American period academic masters. Okay, next, the sculpture. Bonifacio National Monument, known commonly as Monumento. It is a memorial monument designed by the national artist Guillermo Tolentino to commemorate Philippine revolutionary Andres Bonifacio, the founder and supremo of the Katipunan. Andres Bonifacio fought for independence from the politically and socially ruthless colonial rule by Spain. The monument, 45 feet 14 m in height with symbolic images and other features, known as the Cry of Pugadlawin, is acclaimed as one of the best monuments in the world. The next sculpture is Manunggul Burial Jar. This Manunggul jar was found in the early 1960s in the Manunggul Cave, Lipuan Point, Palawan. This may go back to the late Neolithic period, which was about 890 to 710 BC. Both the upper portion and the lower portion of the jar is engraved with scroll design. The lid of the jar is a boat with two human figures representing two souls on a voyage to the afterlife. The boatman is seated behind a figure whose hands are crossed on the chest. The position of the hand is the traditional Filipino practice observed when arranging the corpse. It is considered as the work of a master potter, signifies the belief of early Filipinos in life after death. On the other hand, is intangible. Intangible cultural heritage includes oral traditions, performing arts, social practices, rituals, festive events, knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe or the knowledge and skills to produce traditional crafts. The example of intangible are batek-batok tattoo-making tradition of the Budbud people of Kalinga. Tattoos among the Kalinga peoples are known as batok or batek, watok in Budbud Kalinga. They are among the best known Cordilleran tattoos due to the efforts of Apo Wanghud. She was once known as the last Mababatok tattoo artist. Top, she is currently teaching younger artists to continue the tradition. And Ati-Atihan Festival of the People of Aklan. The Calibo Santo Niño Ati-Atihan Festival, also simply called Ati-Atihan Festival, is a Philippine festival held annually in January in honor of the Santo Niño in several towns of the province of Aklan, Panay Island. And also, cultural heritage takes in the form of nature and structure, natural site with cultural aspects such as landscapes, physical, biological, or geological formations. Many historical landmarks and sites in the Philippines are recognized and preserved by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, NHCP. The NHCP is responsible for conserving and preserving the country's historical legacies through various cultural programs and initiatives. They also commemorate important events and individuals in Philippine history. The NHCP promotes historical awareness through the recognition of landmarks and historical sites, turning them into tourist attractions that generate income and educate visitors and students. In aiding to expand the knowledge on the historical landmarks and cultures in the Philippines, we can visit government-run and private-run museums that host to various artifacts, documents, archives, and etc. National Museum Complex, National Museum of Fine Arts, Old Legislative Building, along Padre Burgos Street, heading southwest. The monument Old Legislative Building is presently the National Museum of Fine Arts. The building, designed by Ralph Harrington Doane, Antonio Manilac, Toledo, and Juan M. Aleriano, was built between 1918 and 1926. The one, with the assistance of Toledo, designed the building originally as a National Library. The building began its construction in 1918, was delayed for lack of funds, and was decided to become the Legislative Building. Arellano revised the plan by adding the fourth floor and the chambers for legislators, changing the central facade, and incorporating the ornamentation and sculptural work. National Museum of Anthropology Old Finance Building. The National Museum of Anthropology stages the Philippine ethnographic and terrestrial and underwater archaeological collection, narrating the story of the Philippines from the past as presented through artifacts as evidences of its prehistory. Next is National Museum of Natural History Old Agricultural and Commerce Building. National Museum of Natural History, 12 permanent galleries that exhibit the rich biological and geological diversity of the Philippines. It includes creatively curated displays of botanical, zoological, and geological specimens that represent our unique natural history. Situated at the center of the museum is a Tree of Life structure that proudly connects all the unique ecosystem in the Philippines, from our magnificent mountain range to the outstanding marine reefs. National Planetarium. The National Planetarium was established to disseminate astronomical information through various platforms and technology, such as full-dome digital and mobile planetarium shows, lectures, demonstrations, exhibitions, and actual celestial observations. The gallery at the National Planetarium, entitled Filipino Life Guided by Skies, focuses not only in modern astronomy but primarily in ethnostronomy practices used by our Filipino cultural communities. This ethnostronomy exhibition is divided into six sections, namely the Cosmic Timeline, Cultural Astronomy, Philippine Night Sky, Time Reckoning, Farming and Hunting, and Seafaring and Navigation. Number 2. Private museums and other institutions also partake in preserving our heritage. Most of the artifacts are through special collections privately owned. Some examples of private museums are as the follows: UST Museum of Arts and Sciences, located at the University of Santo Tomas campus. The mission of the UST Museum is aligned with UST Museum to safeguard its tangible cultural properties and open education to the public, and pursue a leading educational role in cultural heritage studies by competent and compassionate professionals committed to the service of the Church, the nation, and the global community. The UST Museum envisions itself as a leading center of cultural heritage dynamism in the university in the fulfillment of its vision as a premier institution of learning in Asia, committed to the professional and moral information of her stakeholders for social transformation. Next, Ayala Museum in Makati. Ayala Museum is a modern museum showcasing a huge range of displays about the people of the Philippines, tracing their journey from ancient history to the present day. The existence, ethnological, and archaeological displays relate to Filipino culture, history, art, and heritage. Next, Lopez Museum and Library located in Ortegas. The Lopez Museum and Library was on February 13, 1960 by Eugenio Lopez Sr. It was among the first privately run museums in the Philippines and was originally housed inside a four-story building designed by Angel Nakpil along Lancaster Street in Pasay. Initially founded as the Lopez Memorial Museum, the institution was originally meant to be dedicated to Lopez parents, Benito and Presentacion Lopez, but shifted to maintaining a collection dedicated to Filipino heritage. Under its first curator, Renato Constantino, the museum acquired the Juan Luna painting, España y Filipinas, which complemented Lopez's growing collection of Filipiana books and maps. Next, Cultural Center of the Philippines. The Cultural Center of the Philippines is a government-owned and controlled corporation established to preserve, develop, and promote arts and culture in the Philippines. It provides performance and exhibition venues for various local and international productions and programs. The continuous growth of historical awareness of the past and its significance in shaping the history and culture of the country prompted to put value in preserving the historical structures found in the country. As the awareness grew, so are the issues of human-induced risks and climate change, hence the enactment of the Republic Act No. 10066, or known as the National Cultural Heritage Act of 2009, that was signed in March 25, 2009. This led to the creation of the Philippine Registry of Cultural Property, introduced the rules and regulations in preserving historic buildings that are over 50 years. In the pursuit of cultural preservation as strategy for maintaining Filipino identity, the Act seeks to pursue the following: protect, preserve, conserve, and promote the nation's cultural heritage, its property and histories, and the ethnicity of communities. It ensures that the future generations have the opportunity to explore and learn from their rich cultural legacy and strengthens the bonds between communities and their heritage. Next, establish the strengthened cultural institutions and the establishment and strengthening of cultural institutions are crucial for preserving and promoting a nation's cultural heritage. These institutions serve as guardians of the nation's treasures, promoters of cultural diversity, and catalysts for community engagement and learning. By supporting and enhancing cultural institutions, societies can protect their heritage, nurture creativity, and ensure the long-term survival of their cultural legacies. And lastly, protect cultural workers and ensure their professional development and well-being. Protecting cultural workers and ensuring their professional development and well-being is essential in promoting cultural diversity, creativity, and innovation. Governments, industry, associations, and cultural organizations have a role to play in providing supportive policies, funding, and training opportunities to empower and enable cultural workers to thrive and to contribute meaningfully to society.
Thank you for watching and listening, everyone. God bless.